Which expression is equivalent to the expression below? We have x squared minus 30x plus 225. So to take care of business here, what we're going to do is we understand that we're trying to factor this trinomial, and we have two options. We can either go ahead and start with the answer choices to just do trial and error, or we can try to factor this out. And given that these answers are following their own kind of unique patterns, we actually might be able to do this without doing a full-on multiplication. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to notice, or I'm going to just confirm for myself that x minus 225 all squared, that is the same as saying x minus 225 times x minus 225. Now, everybody, look, if that's expanded, notice that if I am going to actually expand this to try to get this, everyone, is 225 times 225 going to be 225? Like, that's just the general question I'm going to ask there. No, it's not. So I can immediately say that B is not going to be the answer. Also, at the same time, everybody, I know that A is not going to be the answer because, guess what? If I have 15 times 15, yes, that is 225. But, okay, pause. Positive 15 times a negative 15, that's going to end up as a negative 225 at the end, not a positive. So A can't be the answer either. Now we're stuck between C and D. C is the same thing as saying x plus 15 times x plus 15. D is the same thing as saying x minus 15 times x minus 15. My party people, look at the signs. That's the only difference between C and D. Because if you take a look at C, everybody, 15 times 15 is indeed positive 225. However, everybody, is 15 plus 15 negative 30? Is 15 plus 15 negative 30? It's not. Take a look at D. Negative 15 times negative 15 is indeed positive 225. That's correct. Negative 15 plus negative 15 is negative 30. Because if you're going backwards 15, then you're going backwards another 15. That is backwards 30 or negative 30. So the correct answer here is answer choice D without actually trying to factor this massive value here. No need. The correct answer can be found out because we were using 15 from the get-go, from the beginning. So we took advantage of that and potentially got this done faster than doing it from the beginning by hand. So there we go, my party people. That concludes a nice little session for factoring polynomials. All right, so to solve this problem here, everybody, let's go ahead and get after it. This problem here, we need to know what we want first. So instead of getting distracted by the percentages there and there, let's just go ahead and begin right here. The who, what, when, where, how many, which of the following, that's where we begin. So how many are support staff? All right, cool. What's the problem though, everybody? If we're looking for support staff, when we take a look at what's given to us, what do we notice is slightly problematic? What do we notice? What do we see this 25% and 40% are tied to? What is the big problem here? Yeah, if you're saying that the problem is that you're looking for support staff, but they don't give you the percentage for support staff, then you are correct. You are absolutely correct. If you're wondering like, oh man, am I multiplying by 25%? Am I multiplying by 40%? The answer is going to be neither. One more time. The answer is going to be neither. Here's why. If we want support staff, think about it like this, everybody. Your formula is the percent multiplied by that original amount equals the result. If the result that I want is support staff, then I have to plug in the percentage that represents support staff, everybody. That's how it works. You cannot expect to plug in manager's percentage and get support amount. That's not how it works. The main idea is that the percent that you apply is the result that you get. That's the biggest key. So when you think about it that way, everybody, what you really need to think about is how do we get the proper percentage in there? And let me show you. Everyone, what is the total percentage for any group or any amount or anything ever when we're talking about it? Yeah, 100% is the original amount. So if 25% are managers and 40% are analysts, my party people, what is that all together? That's going to be 65%. But everybody, is 65% going to be support? No, it's not. It's not. 65% is everything except support. So if we want to get the actual support, it's going to be the total minus what we have, minus that 65%. And that's going to leave us with 35%. Because when we take away the managers and the analysts, once we take both of them out, we are left with support. Before I continue, everybody, does that make sense to you in terms of how I got the actual proper percentage before I get to calculating? Good. Remember, everybody, you win the word problem before you calculate. You win the word problem before you calculate. Here, we have won it because we now know what the percentage that we need to plug in is, 35%. Because that's the percentage that represents support. So I know that's going to be the amount. That's what it's going to lead to at the end. So here we go. Calculating, we'll put 0.35 multiplied by the original amount of 680 total employees. And that's going to give us support. Here we go. 680 multiplied by 0.35. 0 times 5. 8 times 5 is 40. 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 4 is 34. Next line, 3 times 0. 8 times 3 is 24. Carry the 2. And then 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 2 is 20. Add everything back up. And that's going to give us 0, 0, 8, 3, and 2. And everybody, how many decimal places do we bring back? That'll be 2 decimal places. 1, 2, 1, 2. And there's our final answer. The correct number of support staff on staff is going to be 238 support. And there we go. The correct answer for this one, my party people, is answer choice D, 238. And remember, everybody, I hope this sticks with you beyond this session. Remember that you win the word problem before you calculate. That's what it's all about. So good job. So up here we have which expression is equivalent to 6x to the power of 6 multiplied by 10x to the power of 7. So when we take a look here, what we have to understand is we are multiplying these two terms, and we're going to split this up because we have the coefficients, the 6 and the 10. Those are going to multiply together. And then we have the powers, x to the power of 6, x to the power of 7, that we're going to bring together by how again? What do we do when we are multiplying powers with the same base? Correct, we add those exponents. So let's get to work here. Let's write it out. 6x to the power of 6, 10x to the power of 7. We'll grab the 6 and the 10, multiply those together to get 60. And then from there we have x to the power of 6 plus 7, which is going to be 13. Let's bring that over here. And there we are. The correct answer is going to be 60x to the power of 13. Answer choice B.